Hello, everybody. It is Sunday, November the 26th, 2020. This is Wrestleview Weekly, Royal Rumble Times. The Rumble Times are upon us, and so we are pre-gaming for the pre-show of the pre-everything for the Royal Rumbles. Hello. I am Doug Lackey, veteran columnist of Wrestleview.com and co-host alongside the effervescent editor-in-chief of Wrestleview.com, Mike Tedesco, where we are on Wrestleview Live, which will immediately follow the Royal Rumbles happening tonight on the WWE Network. Oh, this is going to be good. This is a happy Royal Rumble times. Yes, it is. If you're in the chat room now, you say, wee! If you're not in the chat room, there's not a damn thing I can do about that. Hello, Mashoon. Hello, Jamel. The pre-show before the pre-show, you're damn right. Wee, Jamel. I see Taker rules. Hello, Taker. Happy Royal Rumble Day. Absolutely. This is my wrestling Christmas, is what this is. Oh, it's Roy. Hello, Roy. Hey, Taker. How you doing? Tiny Spaghetti, Tiny Noodle, Little Fettuccine says, wee! King Corbin is winning the Rumble. You read my mind. That's who I was thinking. That's kind of who I was predicting. But though that was not my prediction to make. Because last week, if you were here last week, fellow listener and watcher like you guys, Nafis Sadat was on the show last week giving his predictions for Royal Rumble weekend and making locked picks, putting my liver on the line, because as many of you know, whenever predictions are made on this show, sometimes we're very confident about them and we will lock them. If said predictions fail, we take a shot of the Luna Azul Blanco tequila. Mashoon put much thought into his predictions for this week's Royal Rumble weekend. One in the chat room, put a lot of thought into his predictions. There were 12 matches to predict, 7 of them locks, one of them being a Royal Rumble match. Last night's Worlds Collide event for NXT and NXT UK, 5 of those predictions. Nafis went 4-1. 4-1. All locks good. All locks good. Locked in DIY defeating Mustache Mountain and Rhea Ripley winning her match and retaining her NXT women's title. We're going to have some chat about the word women later on in the show. Finn Balor defeating Ilya Dragunov and Imperium defeating Undisputed Era, but failed in Angel Garza winning the Fatal 4-Way Cruiserweight title match because Jordan Devlin won that little critter match. Martin in the chat room saying that Bork is going to win the Rumble. We will go back over predictions for the Royal Rumble that Nafis made last week. Do a little recap of that. Do a little review of the Worlds Collide show that I recapped for Wrestleview.com. Sorry if it was wordy. Sorry if it was late. I'm old. My eyes and fingers don't move as fast as they used to, but I'm thorough. I can't help it. I really can't. I can't help that. Also, a match has been added to the Royal Rumble card since last week, so we're going to touch base on that. Lewis is in the chat room. Whee! You sexy hunk of man meat, you. So we're going to go over that. Also, good parts of news to talk about. The TV shows, we're going to touch on Raw and NXT a little bit, even though they were go-home shows leading into this weekend's festivities. And then we talk the Royal Rumble times. Oh, and the milk carton. Yes, additions to the milk carton. Going to talk about that as well. CJ in the chat room. Whee! Okay, first off, big things. Well, not big things, but it's the usual things. Doug, what are the sources today? Okay, first, we are partaking our sources in the Renaissance Fair pewter mug because this gives me dexterity +2 and sobriety -12. What are we doing today? Today's sources. I wanted to try again. I always try something new. Today we are dipping into from Mashoon Cool Mug. Thanks, Mashoon. We are dipping into New Belgium brewery. Juan saying he's got Jameson and Firestone 805. Whoa, woohoo, Juan, wee! There you go, big guy. New Belgium brewery is I'm a big fan of New Belgium. I believe they were bought 2 years ago by, can't remember the name of the company, but it's the same company that makes Kirin beer in Japan. But what's great about their purchase, apart from Wicked Weed Brewery's purchase by Anheuser-Busch, is that New Belgium has not changed any of their recipes. They haven't changed anything. They are still great beer. Which is why when Wicked Weed was bought by Anheuser, they changed a lot of their recipes and brewing techniques, and so the beers they had just aren't as good anymore. So New Belgium is great. Their Voodoo Ranger IPA line is fantastic. But today we're dipping into their Belgian collection with their triple Belgian style ale. Yeah, triple Belgian style ale. It is an 8.5 on the ABV, so good and moderate. I'm going to go ahead and take a swig here. I've got this one's on that one's on standby. We got one in the mug. Oh, this is deceptively light. It's a deceptively light ale, so that means it's dangerous. It is very, very dangerous. You know what? Also, I need to take care of something. I've been putting it off for too long. Okay, we got to wipe the slate clean. Okay? No more IOUs. No more none of that. I still owe a failed lock pick from last year's TLC pay-per-view nearly 6 weeks ago, practically. I've been putting it off, so we're just going to go ahead and knock that down. Okay? Just want to get it out of the way and make room for Nafisa's locked picks, which I have a lot of faith in, okay? I've got a feeling Nafis is going to be making us tequila-free to start off 2020. And as a lot of you know, just because there's no tequila on next week's show doesn't mean that it's a sober one, okay? Because we celebrate. Mashoon, meaning a shot. That's right. Here's to us not knowing shit. Well, yeah, we didn't know shit about it a long time ago, and so we're paying the price for it. So here we go. I think that's about a shot. Yeah, because this is a double shot glass. This is a double glass. Yes. I'll take one. You're gonna take one with me? Oh, well, that's sweet of you. That's awfully sweet. I never ask any of you guys to really do this with me, you know. But if you want to feel cool and hip, I guess, then I appreciate it. So. And I'm pretty confident about this one because it's not a double shot like I usually do. So we're just gonna do the one, and we'll call it squared off. We'll call it squared off for going into this new year of picks and predictions and poor decision making. So Juan, I'm a cool and hip adult enjoying adult beverages. That's right. We are all adults in this room. Poop. Okay, here we go. All right, and I'm very confident about this. Ashley in the chat room, I don't need to feel cool and hip. Walter won. And that keeps you cool and hip, you damn right. We're going to talk about the Worlds Collide show here in a little bit. So, here we go. I'm very confident about this one. Again, I don't procrastinate on just one shots. We can handle this, right? Yeah, it's not a problem. So, glasses up. Here we go. You know the drill. Here's to me not knowing shit about professional wrestling. Yeah. Yeah, we had that. We had that. We had it. I thought I had it. but I guess not. Ugh. God. By the way, guys, I did have some breakfast today, so no, I'm not. This show should not go off the rails. Okay, it really shouldn't. I had biscuits and gravy is what I had for breakfast. Sausage, gravy, and biscuits. A Southern tradition. It's something you should always have when it's a happy Sunday. You know. Thanks for sacrificing your liver for our entertainment. Oh, you're so sweet. Thank you, Lewis. It made me a man, Sissage. Made me a man. I missed that theme song. I loved that theme song. Am I going to get weird like Festus? No, I'm always weird constantly. I don't need a bell to get non-weird or weird for that matter. That was a neat gimmick, though. That was kind of a funny gimmick, but, you know. Why don't they ever pull that off with Luke Gallows now? You know? Why don't they ever just randomly do that and see what happens? You know? Like one of your, like R-Truth or someone like that just goes up, grabs the ring bell and rings it in front of him, and Luke just does nothing, and they keep on ringing it expecting something to happen. You know? Why don't they do that? That'd be fun. I think it would. I am so tempted to crack open that second one right now. I think I might. Yeah, let me go ahead and do that. You guys talk amongst yourselves for a little bit. Another sip. Jamel, because he's a super serial wrestler, Doug. Oh, I know he's super serial. Man Bear Pig. Excelsior. I am super serial, guys. Excelsior. I do like saying that randomly. Ashley, to be fair, Gallows had Tex Ferguson in Southpaw. Look, I miss Southpaw wrestling. I love Southpaw wrestling. Southpaw regional wrestling. Dear Lord. Rhino was hilarious in that. I think Rhino was the best thing on that series of videos from YouTube. Him with Seth Rollins as the Butchers, I completely lost it. Oh my God. I'm hungry. I'm mad. We're here at the shop. Also on a little bit of a side note, I went on a NWA Power binge fest earlier this week. Watched the last 4 episodes of NWA Power, and it dawned on me why I like NWA Power so much. And it's not the nostalgia feel of it being studio wrestling. Okay. And it's certainly not the whole respects and the honors of the belts and everyone's got sportsmanship and gamesmanship. And no, it's not that. And though it would be nice to say that Stu Bennett on commentary is one, he's doing a fantastic job. Stu Bennett, Waybera, on commentary in NWA Power is great. He's found his calling. It's fantastic. But the number one reason why I love NWA Power is the interaction between all of the talents and the studio audience. It's just those interactions. And yes, you get interactions like that with any crowd that you go to in any professional wrestling. You know, regardless of size of arena, regardless of organizations or federations, you'll always get, you know, the performers high-fiving the fans or, you know, grabbing a fan sign and ripping it apart or, you know, grabbing a fan's drink and taking a drink and throwing it at someone else. You'll get that kind of stuff in any organization. CJ bringing, but Power is more intimate. Intimacy is one thing, but it's also when that studio is a little quiet and interviews are happening, and then you hear just a heckler out of the crowd just yell out something, and everyone reacts, whether it be the announcer or the performers or just a reaction. And I mean not just acknowledging them, but just, you know, they just lose their spot or the performer just looks that direction. I mean, that's why Aaron Stevens is so fantastic in NWA Power. But the latest episode, I didn't watch the pay-per-view Hard Times last Friday, and I should. But episode 15, where Jim Gala is interviewing some guy with a hot valet, and the valet is all decked out in pink. And the two of them approach the podium. And Jim Gala, who's wearing a nice suit, and he's got a pink tie, and he starts going, "Oh, I see, we've got the same color, we're wearing the same colors here." He's trying to flirt a little bit, and some guy out of the crowd just yells out, "Settle down, Jim!" I lost it. I completely lost it. Because I just love those heckles coming out of the crowd. I love it. Especially when Aaron Stevens' debut. And he tells people not to look at him, and the announcer is giving him an interview, asks him a question, and someone in the crowd just yelled out, "Don't look at him!" It is so fabulous. I love it, love it, love it. Okay? That's why I love NWA Power. It is so funny. It's so hilarious, okay? If you don't take this stuff seriously, it is the best show you can watch, period. It'll renew your fascination of professional wrestling, not your love for professional wrestling. Okay, let's go and draw some lines here, okay? Fascination, enthusiasm. Something like that. Not your passion. CJ, it's pure pro wrestling. It is pure pro wrestling silliness. Absolutely. It's the pro wrestling that I grew up watching, is that silliness, that randomness. Hydration in the chat room. CM Punk, the Royal Rumble wins. It's very good for you. It's good for you. Could you phrase your response in the form of a question? I don't know. Let's hope to God he doesn't. Nothing's going to happen, guys. All right, all right, enough distractions. We can't go off the rails too far. Did I drunk too much? Am I drink? Hello, officer. I'm not as think as you drunk I am. I think I hit the tequila far too quick. Way too quick. Now, he doesn't know shit about professional wrestling. I'm sorry, I did not mean that high. I did not mean that. You came into the show a little too late. Royal Rumble wins Ali. Okay. All right. Let's get into the show. We got to talk about the Red Show. We have to talk about the Red Show. Doug, why do we need to talk about the Red Show? Because I think new champions happened. That's why we got to talk about it. New champions happened, and I do not exist. Yes, I do. Okay. Can we talk about the good show? Which one was the good show, CJ? Let's just skip to SmackDown. I'm sorry, but even I thought SmackDown was very tepid last week. I'm sorry. I flew through it on the DVR. Absolutely flew through it. I think I'm going to be recapping SmackDown next week, because I got a feeling SmackDown next week is going to be a pretty big show. It's going to be a big show. But I didn't really see anything worthwhile on SmackDown. It was a typical go-home show to me. When you start off SmackDown with a 6-man tag, nah, you lose me. Sorry. You started off with the Teddy Long special. Started off with that, then you've lost my interest very, very quickly. Going to try to fly through this. Seth Rollins, AOP, and Buddy Murphy are all in the ring. Seth and Buddy give hugs. They are a group now, and Buddy Murphy is apparently a disciple. Lacey Evans cutting John Cena promo, says CJ. Okay. I did like how Lacey and Bayley were just beating each other up backstage while Dana Brooke and Carmella tried to make everyone notice them. I'll just go and put it that way. I'll check out Lacey Evans' promo after the show. Here we go. So Kevin Owens and Samoa Joe come out, and then the Viking Raiders come out. And, yeah, stuff happens. We get a melee. Kevin Owens channeling his inner Stone Cold. Sort of. Yeah, I guess. So, yeah, all 4 of them coming out. Viking Raiders will be defending the tag team titles against Seth Rollins and Buddy Murphy. Not AOP, not the regular tag team, but the other 2 guys is who they're going to be defending up against. Okie doke. U.S. title match. It's a ladder match. Rey Mysterio going up against Andrade with Zelina Vega in tow. Lots of shenanigans happening, like Hurricane Rana's, that could have been really, really gruesome, with Zelina's fabulous reaction. Magnificent. Absolutely magnificent stuff right there. Great stuff. We're doing all kinds of weird and wacky shit, like sitting on people from nearly 10 feet in the air. And everyone's up on the top. We get a little botchy botch. Yeah, we were supposed to get a destroyer from there, but no, we don't get that. There's not much of a more like a prop fall is what that is. Yeah. There's a lot of stuff that I think just really slipped up in this match. Speaking of botches. Yeah. Jeez. Yeah, this was a botcherific match, to tell you the truth. Full of garbo. Nice little hammerlock DDT onto the broken ladder. That is fun. That is fun stuff. And Zelina's reaction, absolutely, again, magnificent. Magnificent. Hi, Dre. Please phrase your responses in the form of a coherent sentence. Then I can respond to you. Which is WWE's best Palia? Come on now. To be fair, it was nice to see a ladder match on TV for a change. You're absolutely right, Ashley. First time a ladder match on Raw since 2007. Man. But after the match, guy comes in. It's Humberto Carrillo. But Humberto Carrillo was buried, Doug. They aren't doing a title run with him anymore. Vince doesn't like Carrillo. This doesn't make any sense. Why is he there? I read in the reports that Vince doesn't like him. Your obligatory tribute to Martin Luther King Day aired after. Usually this stuff airs at the beginning of the show, but they did it in the middle of the show. I don't get it though. Juan saying, but Vince doesn't like Mexicans. Oh. Here we have Aleister Black versus some no-name guy, and we're just going to get this out of the way real quick. Okay, there you go. That's how you do that. That's how you get a job in the WWE. Bork and Heyman are in the ring. They say words. Ricochet comes out and says very scripted words. And then he quickly gets dropped. Because Bork is a professional. Daniel in the chat room, wee! Charlie Caruso's backstage. He says words to Randall Orton about Drew McIntyre because they're going to have a match, and they go ahead and have a match. And things happen where someone takes a drop kick sitting on a chair. What else? We have another drop kick, but this time Randall Orton does it. But your winner via disqualification would be Drew McIntyre because AJ Styles and Orange County come into the ring and disrupt a match. Randall Orton gets the RKO on the Drew McIntyre with a very sloppy bump. Drew, no, that's not how you do it. You're supposed to take the legs out from under you and face plant. No, that's not how you do it. Becky Lynch versus Kyrie Sane returning from concussion protocol with Asuka in tow. Asuka sitting on the turnbuckle, yelling Japanese words throughout the entire match, I highly endorse. I highly endorse this. Okay? I need more performers sitting on perches screaming down at those in the ring. I think this was fantastic. People who are complaining, oh, the ref should get her out of there. Oh, God, she's so annoying. Shut up. Professional wrestling. Get over yourselves. Your winner by submission would be Becky Lynch. Jerry the King Lawler talks about the passing of Rocky Johnson. Later on in the news today, we will talk about how last week Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson revealed the cause for his father's passing. We'll have that coming in a little bit. The Raw Tag Team Championships, Seth Rollins and Buddy Murphy with the AOP in tow versus the Viking Raiders with Kevin Owens and Samoa Joe in tow. Here is your finish to this match. Because your winners and brand new tag team champions, Seth Rollins and Buddy Murphy. Okie doke. I'm glad we got them off the Viking Raiders. It was getting boring. What are we going to do with them? Who knows? Buddy Murphy in a suit means total heel turn. Well, Daniel, that's what he always has been one. There was never, yeah. This is very good for Buddy Murphy. I do like this. CJ, at least the white guy got stomped on MLK Day this time. Yeah, you're right. Isn't it normal that on MLK Day that, we have like a jobbing of a black guy or something? Isn't that what we normally get? Isn't that true? I mean, whenever we have a hometown crowd for a performer, the performer gets beaten horribly. That's usually what happens, right? Yeah. But a white guy did get stomped. A very white man got stomped. So, yeah, it was Big E one time. That's right, CJ, it was. Yeah, Big E got beat on MLK Day. Lewis, I'm on early. Whee! Well, of course I am. It's Royal Rumble times. So we got to have the show early because of Royal Rumble times. Right? Right. All right. Street Profits do their little... I got to talk about this. Street Profits doing their little Saturday Night Live weekend update parody thing. This needs to stop. And I'm not talking about just the parody. Okay? Street Profits, Funny Ha-Ha's Wandering Minstrel Act needs to stop. Okay? We're looking at 4 months of this shit. 4 months. It's old. It's tired. That's it. No more. Stop it. Okay? Look. We are all here for a good time. Anyone is. I know I am. We all love having a good time. But these guys, it's old. Okay? It's tired. It's old. Have them do funny stuff in the ring. Have them do funny stuff walking down the ramp. There's nothing wrong with doing that. That's what all people do. They are a good comedy act. Yes, they are, okay? But the stuff backstage and the stuff rehearsed and pre-taped is horrible. Stop being the wandering minstrels of Monday Night Raw. Stop it. Okay? You don't need to narrate for us what's happened. That's what Michael Cole does. Well, he's on SmackDown. It's what Vic Joseph is supposed to do. Let them wrestle? Well, not necessarily. I get they can be funny all they want. Just stop doing it backstage and in pre-tape segments. Do it live in front of people to get reactions. I think that's my problem, is that I'm not hearing any reactions from the crowd on anything that they're doing. At all. At all. I need confirmation that what I'm watching is actually funny. Matt Hardy versus Erick Rowan. Matt Hardy off the milk carton. Matt Hardy off the milk carton facing Erick Rowan. Erick gets his hand bitten in the cage again, and Matt Hardy loses. So there you go. Finally, this was ending the show. A mixed tag match between the team of Bob Lashley and Lana versus Rusev and Liv Morgan. Stuff happens. Liv just gives Enziguri to Bob Lashley. Did that, but then Lana instead would distract Rusev, and then Lashley would spear Rusev, and there you go, and they won, and there you go. That's how it's done. Jamel saying Hardy needed a break from his kids. Yeah, kind of, I guess. Fifi in the chat room. Wee! Hi. What did everyone think of the show? 51% of the people who watched Monday Night Raw gave it a thumbs down, which is actually a pretty decent score, but it is still par for the course. Raw is always judged as a horrible show. That is because everyone watches Monday Night Raw. So, all right, Raw's done. Scratch that. Lewis going, can we get Jeff Hardy off of being drunk in Myrtle Beach? No, never. That's his gimmick now. That's always been his gimmick. That's been his gimmick for the past 12 years. All right. Everyone watches Raw and it's a horrible show, and they all let us know. But there are some shows that are not horrible shows that a lot of people watch more. But those that watch AEW will let you know that more people watched it than this show. But I watched it, and I hope that you did too. And it was kind of fun. It was the NXT. The NXT. I am near Jeff, says Juan. Help the guy. There's nothing I can do about that. Okay? He won't listen to me. He's not listening to anyone. Okay? He is not listening to anyone. Okay? Nothing I can do about that. Don't mind me. I'm just going to fix things here on the show. Don't mind me. I just want to be up higher. Hi. NXT. What about Worlds Collide? We're going to talk about Worlds Collide, Thiefy. We're going to get to it. But we got to talk about the NXT show from last week. Yes, it was the go-home, but there was a title match. An awesome title match. Really cool title match. Grizzled Young Veterans defeated Undisputed Era in the Dusty Classic semifinal. They are heading off to the Dusty Classic finals, which are going to be airing this Wednesday. Tony Storm defeated Io Shirai via disqualification because Bianca Belair came out and did things. And then Rhea Ripley came out and she did things. Finn Balor defeated Joaquin Wilde, who looks very weird to me. He's a very weird individual. Shayna Baszler defeating Shotzi Blackheart, where a lot of people are thinking that Shayna Baszler is going to be in the Women's Royal Rumble. Huh. We'll see about that. Fifi says, I'm the Fiend. You know me, Doug, don't you? I guess I do. I don't know. I guess I do. I'm not. Okay. Hi. Broserweights, Matt Riddle and Pete Dunne defeating Imperium to move forward in the Dusty Classic. They will be facing the Grizzled Young Veterans. And also, it was revealed at Worlds Collide last night that the winner of this Dusty Classic final, they will be vying for the NXT Tag Team titles that are currently held by Undisputed Era of Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly. Finally, this is the reason we're going to talk about it. I don't have a lot of tweets here or gifts or anything, only because it was a busy day for Mike Tedesco. Didn't really get the review out in time, but that's okay because your boy is covering NXT this week. Your boy covering NXT. So my hands are going to hurt. Keith Lee defeats Roderick Strong to become the new NXT North American Champion. Fantastic stuff right there. Okay, just quick capsule recap is all it is. Ya boy! Wee! Keith Lee finally getting a strap, becoming North American Champion for the NXT Persuasion. But I think this puts a damper in a lot of people's hopes that he would be making an appearance at the Royal Rumble. Yeah, that puts a damper on things. I was hoping to see him too, but don't think we're going to see him. Don't think we're going to see him at the Royal Rumble. That's just me. I don't think we're going to see Keith Lee on the main roster for a while. Not saying that's not a knock against him. It's just I don't know what I'm going to have. I don't know what I would have him do. Right now, the landscape of programs to put him in is not good. Okay, I am not going to put him in with a start-off program on SmackDown against Dolph Ziggler. We know how that turns out. Or Robert Roode. I'm not going to put him on Monday Night Raw and have him in a start-off program with a Bob Lashley or Rusev or anything like that. I can't do it. I just can't. I'm not knocking the guy. I love him as an act. Don't get me wrong. But not right now. Not right now. CJ saying Baron Corbin? No, too early. Too early. Too early. Put the man against Baron out of the gate. I am always very hesitant about strapping rockets onto people right out of the gate. We've seen it happen and it not turn out good. We've got plenty of examples we can give, especially people out of NXT. I don't know. I'm very, very cautious because this is an act that we got to strike on, but right now I'm just not seeing it. I could see him come in post WrestleMania. I can see that when the landscape of programs is different and, we've had some resolutions occur. But right now, I just don't see Keith Lee coming in against anyone that would be a tremendous positive, is all I'm saying. Raw after Mania Pop, yes. Against Seth Rollins, absolutely. Keith Lee versus Seth Rollins, yes. You can do that. The problem is Seth Rollins is part of a faction right now, and so you want to make Keith Lee part of a faction of Samoa Joe and Kevin Owens? You can do that, but I don't know if I just have a lot of faith that it'll build from it, is the thing. You're going to start him off in a faction brawl? I don't know. A slow build is what I'm a fan of. I'm a fan of slow builds. I'm a fan of slow builds like they did with Braun Strowman was about a year and a half of a slow build. I'm a fan of it because it stays. It has lasting power. Samoa Joe was an exception. And he had experience coming. And look, but we have plenty of instances where acts that came out of NXT that we thought were hot did not turn out so well. Aleister Black right now has been on the main roster for a year. He has done nothing but sit in a closet bitching about why people don't pay attention to him. Ricochet, he's been on the main roster for a year. What has he been doing? Cutting really bad promos. Really bad promos. Anyone else? Robert Roode, we thought he was a hot deal coming out. Slammed on the gas to become NXT champ. Comes to the main roster. Deadpan. Dead pan. Shinsuke Nakamura should not be in this discussion. Okay? The guy had a WrestleMania title match. Built up a program with AJ Styles that lasted 5 to 6 months. Okay? Nah. Doesn't count. Okay? And I'm only talking the men. I don't want to dip into the women. Okay? I'm trying to think of acts that we can compare to what Keith Lee would be. The thing is, it has to be until after WrestleMania that we get resolutions to all these horrible programs that we know where we can put Keith Lee in. Right now, I do see him going to Raw, is where I see. Okay? I see him going to Raw. All right. Enough recapping. Enough of that. Keith Lee's a champ. Let's enjoy it. I don't think he's going to be in the Royal Rumble. That's just me. I don't see it. Keith would be closer to KO and Joe than anyone else. Yes, that's right, CJ. Yeah. But you can't do the same thing to him as you did to KO and Samoa Joe. You can't just have him come out of the gates. Well, maybe you can. I don't know. out of the gates beat up Seth Rollins. Just beat him clean. That's what they did with KO. Samoa Joe just injured people and also injured himself at the beginning. So, giving him the KO treatment, I think, would be nice. Okay. Enough of that. We've got news to talk about. We've got all kinds of weird, wacky stuff to talk about, especially when it comes to differentiating, finding the differences in genders other than just what's between your legs. All right, kids, it's time for a deep discussion. Okay. Because I know when we put this article up on the Wrestleview, and I jumped on the Twitter seeing this, it caused people to have feelings and emotions. And I think people need to understand what those emotions and feelings and all that other stuff might. We need to just break this down a little bit, okay? So, according to a report last Thursday from P-Dub Insider, WWE has issued an internal memo that going forward, the WWE NXT Women's Championship, currently held by Rhea Ripley, will now be referred to and described as simply the NXT Championship. On last Tuesday's episode of WWE Backstage on FS1, Raw Women's Champ Becky Lynch discussed with CM Punk that WWE should stop referring to the women's division and just present everything, male or female, as just wrestling. And it's time to present things in a more progressive fashion. As of this report from P-Dub Insider, WWE has not made any public comments regarding the women's NXT title, and it should be noted that the NXT Women's Championship still has the word women's associated with it on WWE's website. Here is the segment that P-Dub Insider brings up regarding Becky Lynch's comments about the word women and how it should just be stricken from everything.
Hey guys, welcome back to WWE. Down the best thing going in WWE. What do you think of that statement as we head into a new decade?
I think you're right. I think the best thing for the women's division right now is that we eliminate the term women's, right? I think I think that we're I think it's now starting to hold us back. We're then going, oh, this is the women's segment. This is the women's thing. Why do we need that division? We need people. We need characters. We need people looking for the main event spot, not the top women's spot, the top spot. What are people doing to be the main eventer, to be on the cover of the video game, the cereal boxes, whatever it is?
Gender should be no issue at this point.
It shouldn't be an issue at this point. We're past all the making history. We've made all the history. I mean, sure, of course, there's always going to be more history to be made, but that's out of the equation now. Let's normalize it. Yeah, let's get going. Let's get some people chomping at the bit.
Punk, what has been...
Okay. Becky Lynch would follow up with a comment on Twitter. Looks like probably the next day is what it looks like. Follows up with a comment. Says, my comment about removing the word women from the conversation wasn't about renaming a division. It was about beginning to rethink it. I wasn't advocating for any changes in title names or anything else, like I'd have the power, but simply an equal volume of opportunities that are based on skill and not gender. The term women can limit openings because phrases like, there's already a women's match on the show, is still in wrestling's historical DNA. We're all just superstars who want our shots and places on the shows if we earn and deserve them. I'd simply love us to get to a place where there's 3 women's matches on pay-per-view, or 10, or none if it so happens we're not serving the audience. Okay. Take a step back. Here's my feelings on all of this. First off, she's absolutely correct. Okay? It is now high time to start normalizing wrestling in general and not labeling things. The argument that she is making right now about, women's wrestling and there being the women's match and you're part of the women's division. The same kind of argument can be made for any other division that's ever occurred throughout professional wrestling television. Cruiserweights, you know, that's the first thing that came to mind. And that was shattered when, you know, you started having Rey Mysterio and others vying and going up against heavyweights. That was a big thing, okay? So, we still have a cruiserweight title, but we do not set barriers and parameters for what people can do. Becky Lynch, though, with her argument of the women's wrestling, women's as being a bad thing, well, not being a bad thing, it's just setting limits on how many matches women can have on the show. Totally understand. It's a totally valid argument. However, how many women are performing? How many women are on the roster right now? On the Monday Night Raw women's roster, Monday Night Raw roster, you have 8 women. I'm just throwing a number. It's 8. It could be as much 10, but due to injuries, you have 7 or 8. Only half of them are on TV regularly. Becky Lynch, Charlotte Flair, Asuka, Kyrie Sane, Sarah Logan for a hot minute. Maybe it's not a question about you're not getting enough time. Maybe it's a question about there aren't enough of you. Maybe it's not a question of like, you're not good enough. Maybe it's a question of there aren't any of you. Not saying that's bad. Women's wrestling is great. In fact, some of the past programs for the past year, two years, have been the best programs that WWE has produced. But, there aren't enough of you. We need more. Way more. I'm talking about combined with NXT and the Performance Center, we need 3 times as many. Now, granted, should some stuff be taken off the television show and that time given to others? Oh, absolutely. We can go ahead and make those arguments. But there aren't enough women to replace so many segments on so many television shows that we don't think should be on TV. Example. How many Erick Rowan segments did we need for the past 2.5 months? We could have gone a week without one. But those that are in and those that evaluate talent believed that Liv Morgan, Lana, Sarah Logan, Naomi, and you also had Ruby Riott and Nia Jax, who were on the shelf with injury, believed that they were not ready to come back to television. They were repackaging Liv Morgan. Sarah Logan, we had no idea what she was, but they didn't want to give her the time to develop. Lana, we've got her in a brand new story that, man, is a hell of a, it's a bitch trying to get over with the fans. So, they're in a rough spot. You had Deonna Purrazzo and Chelsea Green making appearances on Christmas Day and New Year's Eve episodes of Monday Night Raw. How did you like those? Well, Chelsea Green is now back at NXT with a new manager, Robert Stone, which I cannot wait. I'm really enthusiastic about this act. Deonna Purrazzo, I don't know. She's on the milk carton. We don't know what the hell's going on here. So, I totally understand the argument that women should no longer be not typecast, but limited just because of a word. That's the case for anything in life. Okay, that's the case for anything in life. So, that's true. They shouldn't be limited. But when there's not much to choose from, there's nothing you can do about it. This is a problem. This is a question about numbers, is what it is. It's not a question about morality and ethics and societal judgment. It's about sheer, raw, quantitative numbers. You only got 7 women on your roster. you're not going to be getting an hour and a half of Monday Night Raw. You've got 6-7 women on SmackDown. They're showcasing them all on SmackDown and doing a great job at it. For 2 hours. They've got an hour less. NXT, we don't need to say a damn thing about NXT. NXT has got it down. You know, and I get it. SJWs and social justice warriors want to jump on this one. And I get it that the stubborn professional wrestling fans who say, don't take the women's word off the belt. Oh, it doesn't mean it's important enough. That's not the point. That's not the point. Okay? They just want professional wrestling. The women want to be in as much professional wrestling and have as much stuff as the men. That's what this evolution thing was all about. And they've been getting it. They can get more. Not limiting them at all. The problem is, get more women. Be better at your job. How about that? Be better at your job. Becky Lynch sure has a place to say on this. What the hell was she doing 2-3 years ago? If it weren't for Nia Jax busting her in the nose, where would she be? Putting that out there. Sometimes it's not just one woman doing something. It's one woman doing something to another woman that causes something to happen. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson revealed last week the cause of his father's death. Indicated that it was a nearly 8-minute long video that he posted to Instagram. Johnson, The Rock, indicated his dad had not been feeling well and been battling a cold and an infection. He had what's called a deep vein thrombosis, or a blood clot, in his leg. Johnson noted a big old blood clot broke free, traveled up his body, went right into his lung, clotted up the lung, and he died very quickly of a massive heart attack. So that was the cause. Just out of nowhere. So everyone, get your gutty warts checked, people. Get your gutty warts checked. Speaking of other passings, CZW announced that former champion Justice Payne passed away. His real name is Chris Wilson, but he was known as Justin Payne in CZ Dub and XP Dub and PW. Pro Wrestling Unplugged. Okay. According to Wilson's Wikipedia page, he was born on May 16th, 1978, which is only about a year older than me. No details regarding his passing. Never heard of the guy. Can't tell you anything, but no. Sorry to hear of his passing. Period. Doesn't matter where you're from or what you did. Death is not cool. Brian Cage, former Impact performer, is undergoing surgery for a torn right bicep, and he also confirmed that he is no longer under contract with Impact, but his wife continues to say that he has not signed with AEW, which leads many to believe we should be seeing him on AEW come WrestleMania times. Just put it out there. Brian Cage will sign with AEW by WrestleMania. They're going to take advantage of WrestleMania times. Worlds Collide last night that I recapped for Wrestleview.com. During the main event of Imperium versus Undisputed Era, very nasty spot involving Alexander Wolf, who took a kick from Roderick Strong and a kick from Bobby Fish. He was on his knees. Took the kick back of the head and to the face. Bobby Fish's kick knocking Wolf right underneath the jaw, completely knocked him out. Knocked him out cold. Ref would come over. Fish would try to get the pin. Ref broke up the count because Wolf's arm was underneath the ropes, but Wolf was out of it. Ref threw up the X. Cameras quickly focusing in on Bobby Fish and the ref not showing what is happening underneath with Alexander Wolf. Ashley, absolutely correct. Referee Drake did a fantastic job protecting Wolf. Fantastic job by everyone involved. Cameras focused in on top. Doctors and personnel checking on Wolf. Wolf was escorted back to the back And so because of that, Walter would come into the match. Hello, Nafis. Whee! So here, Triple H in this video, immediately following the Worlds Collide event, confirms the injury to Alexander Wolf.
Other superstars that have cemented their names, Imperium. We've seen them on NXT UK. We've seen them on NXT. In that last match, it looked like Alexander Wolf had some sort of injury that made him leave early.
Yeah, I will say that we are lucky that is the only injury that came. Those guys beat the tar out of each other.
Would you expect anything else?
No, holy cow. That was a hard-hitting Walter chopping the skin off of everybody in there. Yeah, Alexander Wolf got caught on the chin early by a combo of Roderick Strong and Bobby Fish and just got knocked out. And our medical staff came out there and got him out of there. Yeah. And Imperium had to go 3-on-4 against Undisputed Era, probably arguably the most dominant faction that you've seen, if not.
Okay, so confirmed. Yep, confirmed. We have concussion he was knocked out. Now, again, we're not sure if Wolf is going to be going under concussion protocol. I don't believe he's going to be put under concussion protocol. He's just knocked out. Was all it was. Not going to treat it as a concussion of sorts. But if anything, it was well done by the referee, by medical staff, and that match was fantastic. More to talk about with that match later on, okay? Impact Wrestling, TNA, had its ban from Twitch lifted last week after they aired a very raunchy and adult-like segment with Rob Van Dam with topless women and lots of thongs and stuff. They've got the channel back up. In fact, Impact went so far as to advertise it, saying our Twitch channel is back up and running, and add it to the list of things that are hard to kill. Very strange couple of weeks for TNA. You're damn right, Jamel. Very strange couple of weeks with the ban from Twitch, Tessa being an asshole, a racist asshole. Yeah. WWE and Channel 5 have announced a free-to-air broadcast agreement in the UK. They're going to be having highlights of Raw and SmackDown broadcast for free on free-to-air television over there in the UK. That is a big deal. It's a very big agreement going on here. The VP and GM of WWE UK and Ireland, Andy Workman, says this will be a significant step for the WWE brand. Yes. Starting on February the 2nd, it will be a 1-hour version of Raw on Sundays and then a 1-hour version of SmackDown on Saturdays. Condensed Raw and SmackDown airing in the UK. Syndicated television is basically what it is. WWE Challenge. WWE Superstars. Wrestling Challenge, I'm sorry. Yeah, that's a big deal going on in the UK. Former WWE NXT UK star Jazzy Gabbert has announced on social media that she is a free agent. There she is with the reset button tweet. I will press the reset button. I will be offline for a short while. Need a change. Will change. Body, mind, and soul needs a break. 10 days of fasting, including keeping off from social media, is the first step. Second one, which I look most forward to, is changing my look. I change my profession. One came to an end, and one is rising like a phoenix. Watch out for it. She debuted on the May 15th episode in 2019 of NXT UK. During a match with Killer Kelly and Zaya Brookside. I always thought she had a good look, but maybe she just needs a change. You know, maybe that the WWE is not made for her, and that's fine. That's absolutely fine. Head over to Japan. Go to the Indies. Stay in Europe and go to the Indies, Jazzy. There's plenty of stuff for you to do. I don't fault her at all. You know who I do fault, though? AEW is making its Empire State debut with Dynamite in Rochester this March. Yay, I guess. So AEW is now going to Rochester. Yay. They claimed, well, no, I don't want to go over that. This I want to go over. Remember our botcherific punches from the Dark Order and AEW last Christmas? Well, they're continuing the storyline, albeit in a very weird way.
Tell me what happened.
The Young Bucks looking for revenge on the Dark Order. Sky taking flight and a super kick party's broken out here.
I must admit, Exalted One, they are far more powerful than I anticipated. But I promise you, it will be taken care of.
It better be.
We are one.
Wait.
Yes, sir.
I want the weak one gone.
It will be done. Look at me.
I can't linger on this. I can't linger on this. I can't. If I linger on this, I'm going to have a stroke. I can't. Ring of Honor, past and present event, is going to be part of their 18th anniversary show in Las Vegas, coming up on March the 13th and March 14th. Special event is going to feature Doug Williams, Homicide, Matt Sydal, Necro Butcher. What is he, like 72 in the face, but he's actually 38? Okay. All right, but there's everyone that's going to be at the Ring of Honor, the Ring of Honor things. So there you go. Charlotte Flair and Andrade are jealous of Sheamus having his own workout videos on YouTube, so they're going to be doing the same thing. They're going to be showing their workouts on the YouTubes called Nuestro Nuevo Canal. Let's hear them speak Spanish.
WWE superstar Charlotte Flair, aka the Queen. This is Andrade. I say Bay, but man.
El campeón de los Estados Unidos, Andrade, y acompañado siempre de mi reina, de la reina de todos, Charlotte Flair, Ashley Flair.
They're going to be doing workout videos on a Latin network. That's what they're going to be doing. I am waiting for Charlotte Flair to speak Spanish. She never will. Not at all. On a side note, I just recently got a kick of finding on iTunes and downloading a Spanish version of My Name is Mud from Primus. So I guess that's why this story made me want to talk about it. Me llamo Mud. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Okay. Finally, everything is weird in the world, Doug, with so much negativity, hostility. The world is screwed, Doug. Our Earth is effed. Climate change is a real thing, but no one will do anything about it. Governments are not working. Can you please give us something good to talk about? Can you give us something happy? Can you make us happy to be alive? Who can you rely upon to let you know that humanity is great? That humankind is working? Who's the one person you can rely on for that? It ain't me, but I know the person who I rely upon for me to love life. Titus O'Neil was named South Tampa Chamber of Commerce's 2020 Citizen of the Year. The announcement came. He will be honored with this award Thursday, February the 13th in Tampa, Florida. The man needs to run for president. Period. This man needs to do something on WWE programming. Something. Please let him be the president of Raw. The president of SmackDown. Seriously, this guy, he has to be a politician. Please, for the love of God, give him a politician gimmick. Make him Barack Obama. Please make him WWE's Barack Obama. It will be fantastic. Have him return with vignettes that are like political ads. He's around kids. He's around people. Everything. Loving life. Do this. It is in the... It's so simple. So simple. Doug, you're a goddamn genius. That's how I book him. He can do it. He's a horrible professional wrestler. We can admit that, right? He's a horrible professional wrestler. But for God's sakes, he's a tremendous human being. He deserves to be on television for all of the work that he does and showcasing it and hyping it. Tampa Bay's economy is going to be as strong as California's by the time Titus hits 2030. This man is an angel. He's an angel. Okay? So, for the love of God, take advantage of it. Come on. Take advantage of it. No, I don't want to turn you guys off. I want to turn off the news and talk about the injuries. Do I have injuries? Yes, we do have injuries. I haven't updated them. Jamil, like Wu-Tang, Titus is for the children. You're right. Injury reports. Nia Jax with recovering from ACL reparative surgery on both of her knees. She should be back today. Ruby Riott, bilateral surgery on both shoulders. She should be back today. Jinder Mahal, ruptured patella. He is out until WrestleMania times. EC3, I think he's recovered from the concussion. They got nothing for him, so he ain't been on TV. You can strike Kyrie Sane from the list. She's recovered from concussion protocol. She had a match on Monday Night Raw. Jeff Hardy, when he is not driving drunk down the highways of my state of North Carolina or passed out drunk in a stairwell in Myrtle Beach, he's trying to recover from knee surgery and should be back in time for Fastlane. Lars Sullivan, major reparative surgery on his ACL and MCL, be back for WrestleMania times. Xavier Woods and Ember Moon are recovering from Achilles surgery. They won't be back until SummerSlam times. On the NXT side, Boa, torn rotator cuff and labrum. He's not going to be back until SummerSlam times. Velveteen Dream recuperating from an impact injury affecting his lumbar region. He should be back today. Fandango, dislocated elbow. He won't be back in time until TakeOver Portland in February. So, those are the people that are hurt. What about the people who aren't hurt? What about the people who are perfectly healthy? Lars has a racist knee. What about the people who haven't been on TV for, say, 3 weeks? I'm sorry, Jamel, you kind of crushed me there. What if your entire body was normal, but then you had that one appendage that was just a racist, like your elbow? How does that happen? when you just see a Mexican and your elbow just starts going like, how does that happen? What about people who aren't hurt? What about the people who are perfectly healthy? The people who haven't been on TV for, say 3 weeks. They end up on a very special list. A very special list. A lot of people might be getting off of it because of the Royal Rumbles, but maybe not because of so many people who have been announced for the Royal Rumbles. It is the WWE milk carton. I got plenty of space for so many people. You're not going to see them after tonight. I'm looking at you, Elias. All right. Let's do this. Let's go ahead and go through this list here. Drew Gulak. We haven't seen him since the January 3rd episode of SmackDown, where he and I believe he was having a match against what's the face? I'm trying to bring up my database here real quick because I accidentally closed it and did not mean to. Drew Gulak, who is the last person you faced? Help me out, son. Where are you? There you are. He faced Otis on an episode of SmackDown Live, where Otis was vying for the affection of Mandy Rose and has apparently done so. I don't know of any women who find Otis's tongue flicking sexually attractive. But I'll be damned if Otis's tongue is attracting Mandy Rose, then I need to do that more often with Deanna and see what happens. Any men out there, same with you. If you're questioning your sexual attractiveness to your partner, just do that. Yeah, let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. We'll see what happens. CJ, Jamel's brought up Otis and Mandy are a couple in real life. CJ, it's it's true. Yeah. So, everyone should be identifying with Otis right now. You don't need to go to the gym. Well, you do need to go to the gym. Otis is a power lifter. Cedric Alexander, we haven't seen him since the January 30th episode of Monday Night Raw, where he was chasing after the 24/7 title, running laps around the ring, because R-Truth was running laps around the ring. Same thing with Eric Young. He was chasing after that 24/7 title as well. Natalya, haven't seen her since that December 30th episode of Raw. She had a match against Charlotte Flair, where Charlotte was the first to declare that she was in the Royal Rumbles. And now Natalya did the job. And she hadn't been on TV since. We will see her at the Royal Rumble, and she will be tossed out quickly. Kurt Hawkins and Zack Ryder have not been on TV since that episode of Monday Night Raw because they were in a handicap match against Drew McIntyre, where Drew McIntyre, then he's going to be in the Royal Rumble, and so they were disposed of at his, Mustafa Ali, haven't seen him since the December 27th episode of SmackDown, where he said inspirational words about being from Chicago or something. This is all he has done since Survivor Series, okay? He's going to be in the Royal Rumble. He'll be tossed over quickly. Bronson Reed, haven't seen him since the Christmas episode of NXT, where he had a match against Double D, Dominik Dijakovic. I don't know what's going on with this guy either. Your guess is good as mine. CJ, who? Tyson. Tyson, fuck me. I like kitties. Ella Queen, you are so dumb. Yes, Killian Dane. Haven't seen him since the December 18th episode of NXT, where he was facing Damian Priest. So, yeah. Haven't seen him since. I guess it might be because he had a new photo and he's embarrassed by that receding hairline. Marina Shafir and Jasmine Duke. Haven't seen them since December 18th episode of NXT where they were at ringside for Shayna Baszler's defense of the NXT Championship. That's all that they've really been. They haven't done anything else since then, to tell you the truth. Yeah, don't mind me. I'm helping you guys out here. I've just got to dip into chat real quick. I see it. It's okay. Everyone can chill out. Everyone can chill out. I'll take care of it. People are acting dumb. One can chill out. Yeah, I know. People can chill out. People are acting stupid. People are acting weird. Ella, chill out. I know. Let's just give you a band hammer for a while. Have you sit down and think a little bit. Okay? Think a little bit. Don't need to spam. Okay? Don't need to spam. I'll acknowledge you. It's okay. Raul Mendoza. Haven't seen him since the December 11th episode of Monday Night of NXT, where he faced Cameron Grimes in a revenge match. Cameron Grimes won that match, so there you go. Everyone, let this be a lesson to you. Don't spam my chat. I will burning ban hammer you. Okay? Please, be civilized. Drake Maverick. Haven't seen him since the December 6th episode of SmackDown, where he was draped over the knee of Elias, spanked like a small child, and ridiculed by Elias and Dana Brooke for being married to a very hot woman. Drake Maverick is still the head authority figure of 205 Live, so he's still seen on there wearing a tuxedo. But, I mean, is this how we want to remember him? Drake Maverick is good. Okay. I would just like to see him in something better. So, meh. Lucha House Party. Haven't seen them since the December 6th episode of SmackDown, where they were in a 4-way elimination tag team match to determine the number one contenders for the SmackDown tag team titles. The Revival won that match. Lucha House Party, they're doing stuff at 205 Live. Titus O'Neil. He was chasing after the 24/7 title on a December 2nd episode of Monday Night Raw. He can do whatever the hell he wants. Once again, the man can do no wrong. He is a lovely gentleman helping all of the people of Tampa Bay, Florida. That man, do something. Yeah. Mansoor. November 27th episode of NXT, where he was facing Shane Thorne. We have not seen either of those people since that episode of NXT. We were led to believe that Mansoor only performs in South Dakota, where Shane Thorne just performs and no-sells like mad. The Iconics, Billy Kay and Peyton Royce. Haven't seen them since November the 25th episode of Monday Night Raw, where they were shilling for WWEshop.com. They are too busy doing stuff in Australia. I know the fires there have maybe subsided, but they're doing a lot of work in Australia right now. So not fighting the fires, but just bringing attention to it, to the cause. So more power to them. Apollo Crews. Haven't seen him since the November 26th second episode of SmackDown, where he was involved in a big old schmoz to build up the Survivor Series that would be coming up later that week, and Heath Slater was there too. Kona Reeves. Keona Reeves? Oh, I'm sorry, Michoon. Thank you for reminding me. Because whenever we talk about the Iconics, I haven't done any wheeze except for you guys. So I got to gargle. Oh. I got to gargle to go, "Hey, Kayla! You got to be joking me! You call that journalism, eh?" Oh, God, that it hurts. That really, really hurts. His name is Kona Reeves, but I said Keona Reeves. His name is Kona Reeves. Haven't seen him since the November 20th episode of NXT, where he was supposed to be in a match against Matt Riddle, but that asshole Ricochet blindsided him from behind, building up Survivor Series. Kona Reeves has been in NXT UK doing matches over there. So he's okay, but until he shows up stateside, nothing we can do about that. The B Team. Curtis Axel, Bo Dallas. Haven't seen them since the November 15th episode of SmackDown, where they were in the ring with Drew Gulak making fun of Braun Strowman. I would have different pictures of them up because they have brand new glamour shots on the roster page. So, can't wait to show that off. Aaliyah, haven't seen her since the November 13th episode of NXT, where she was in a match against Xia Li, took a kick to the mush, then they put ketchup on her nose to make it look like she had a broken nose. I think we're in contract disputes right now. Oni Lorcan, haven't seen him since the October 16th episode of NXT, where he and Danny Burch teamed up to face Fabian Eichner and Marcel Bartel of Imperium. Danny Burch has been performing on 205 Live in NXT UK. Oni Lorcan has not been seen since, but he has renegotiated a brand new contract. So, we don't know what's going on here. I don't know. But we will see both of them on TV. I would expect sometime soon. Probably more on the UK side than stateside. Tamina. Haven't seen her since the August 23rd episode of Monday Night Raw. She was part of a 24/7 segment chasing after the title. Arturo Ruas. Have not seen him since the debut episode of NXT on the USA Network on September the 18th of last year. He was in a match against Pete Dunne to showcase what big of a deal Pete Dunne is. Naomi. It's been since July 22nd that we've seen her, where she was involved in some kind of funny haha segment on the Raw reunion episode. Bereavement has passed. A member of her family has passed. She was taking bereavement leave. It's taking a while. I think this might be a sister that passed away. I'm not sure. But today she should be returning. Yes. Finally, here we go. The home stretch. Primo Cologne with a brand new publicity pic. Haven't seen him since March the 26th of last year, where he and Sanity and a group of security personnel were used to separate Shane McMahon and The Miz in order to promote their match for the upcoming WrestleMania. Something is happening here. If they have a brand new picture, something is happening. And not just Primo Cologne, but the stalwart of the WWE milk carton. He is never leaving. We will herald him forever and ever and ever. Epico Cologne. November the 18th of 2 years ago. We have not seen him since Survivor Series of 2018, and he has a new publicity picture. Something's happening here. These guys are being repackaged. They're showing up sometime, somewhere. Whether it be on 205 Live, it could be NXT UK for all I know. They're going to be showing up somewhere, sometime. But man, I'll be happy to see him. We'll just go and put it that way. So that's the milk carton. All right. Time to go over the card for the Royal Rumbles. Look over the picks that Nafisa Dot laid out for me. How confident am I? There's a brand new match that was added to the card that we do need to go over. I don't think I'm going to lock it. But there are changes to matches that we do need to talk about. So, Jamel saying keep getting them checks. That's what the Colognes do. They get them checks and feed it into their dad's wrestling fed in Puerto Rico. That's what they do. All right, enough of that talk. It's now time to talk about Royal Rumble weekend. We're halfway through it. Okay, so first off, Worlds Collide. Did you guys check out the show? I had to check out the show because I covered it for Wrestleview.com. I got to tell you something. I've got to admit something to you. It is easier for me to recap Raw or SmackDown. It's so much easier because it's slower. I can be as detailed as I can and not miss anything. NXT shows are so fast that if you read my recap on Wrestleview.com, I'm very thorough. Okay? I'm treating it like I am the commissioner of an E-Fed. Okay? And I used to be one when I was a kid. Okay? Seriously. I used to run an E-Fed when I was like 13 or 14 years old. And I was a very thorough writer. Man, I was a good booker. I put together great matches. I knew the names of all the moves. I knew how to... Yeah. One, Doug McMahon. You're goddamn right. Doug McMahon. My stage name was W. Douglas McClintock. Lampooning off of the John Wayne movie McClintock. That's what I was. But man, I love recapping. Don't get me wrong. I love recapping, but oh my God, the action in NXT shows is relentless. No selling like mad. Hardly any rest spots. There was at one point I was 20 minutes behind because of the goddamn fatal four-way cruiserweight little critter match. So, Jamel asking, was I a heel? I was more of a Jack Tunney, is what I was. I got beat up a lot for being a goof. I got beat up, was what I did. I mean, and it wasn't for being a heel or being a bad guy. It's just people would beat me up because I would make a bad decision of some kind. That's what I would do. I was never a major figure in any of my shows. All I was I was come up, I would make a match, whether it be a title match or a stipulation match, or I would come out and make a ruling and someone would beat the shit out of me. That's what I would do. I liked getting beat up, was the thing. I liked being the comedic figure of my E-Fed. So we had on the pre-show for the Worlds Collide, Mia Yim versus Kaylee Ray for no reason whatsoever. I think the only reason was because Keith Lee, we need to have you on the show with your title at the front row. And Keith said, nope, I got to have Mia sitting next to me. So, the match was okay. We'll just go and put it that way. It's nothing to really talk about much. That's why I'm just going to shift the slide. Mustache Mountain versus DIY. Full of nice little funny spots where everyone kept trying to do this and then slug them with a left. A lot of posing. A lot of sitting on the apron and doing this. Which really came out of nowhere. Lewis, wish you had some video of you getting beat up. No, I'm sure Deanna would do anything for like a handful of granola. I mean, she loves organic food. This match was full of your spotty spots, full of fun stuff. The problem is with me and DIY and the whole Gargano tomato chomper thing. Jamel hit it right before I could even say it. So many kickouts. Take advantage of being a tag team match and have someone disrupt the count. That's why Uso matches and the New Day and Revival, that's why their matches are so great, is because you have disruption. You know? That's what makes it good. Kickouts galore in this one. It's kind of a dumb match, to tell you the truth. Kind of a dumb match. Angel Garza versus Isaiah Swerve Scott. The other two guys were Travis Banks and Jordan Devlin. Jordan Devlin would end up winning this fatal four-way match of just spots galore, shit happening everywhere. This was the match that caused me to be behind by 20 minutes because I'm trying to describe all the wacky shit that's happening in this match. If you like the little critters, that's fine. I'm not going to knock you for it. But it's a bitch to write. Jamel saying, I don't think I could go another year of DIY storyline shit. No, I don't think that's happening. No, I don't think it's happening. Finn Balor versus Ilya Dragunov. This was the match that I was incredibly curious about, okay? Only because for the past 2.5 weeks, I was doing a little bit of internal research myself, going on YouTube, reading about who is Ilya Dragunov. I see him on NXT UK. He looks weird. They say he's charismatic, but he just looks weird to me. Weird, white-looking guy with weird red eyes that's incredibly fierce and demonstrative, but he's a little critter. I don't know. Looked to me like a red-eyed Chihuahua or a red-eyed Pomeranian, you know. But his match against Finn Balor, okay, where this match I pretty much gathered Nafis correctly predicted that Finn Balor would win, and I was expecting that. But this was supposed to showcase what Ilya Dragunov was about. The match really didn't do that. There wasn't a whole lot in this match that I saw that I can walk away from and remember stuff that Ilya did. It's weird. If you were using this show as a way to introduce everyone to who Ilya Dragunov was, I couldn't tell you the difference between him and anyone else except for his weird-looking eyes and his just weird body in general. There's nothing that he did physically in the ring that differentiates him from anyone else that I've ever seen. And it's sad, you know. So, go ahead and check it out if you want. You know, it's at your own discretion. It's not a bad match. It's not a bad match. It's just the purpose of the match was to introduce us to Ilya Dragunov. Was the reason for this match. Okay. He's a guy. Just put it that way. He's a guy. That's all I got to say about that. Rhea Ripley versus Toni Storm in an incredibly inconsequential title match. This made the booking, I don't get it. I really don't get it. Quick takes from this match. Every day is leg day with Toni Storm. She doesn't work any other part of her body. It's leg day. Every day. Because that's all that I ever saw. It's all I ever see in the Twitters or Facebooks or anything regarding Toni Storm. It has nothing to do with her acumen in the ring. It's just that it is always leg day. Look up what you want about Toni Storm. And seriously, you'll see what I mean. Okay? An incredibly inconsequential match. Didn't last but maybe 10 minutes, I believe. Yeah. I don't know. This one was weird to me. I get it. Oh, it's the women's match to have a women's match. Becky Lynch is pissed. But you could have had a different one. You could have had a different one. Whea Whipley. Yes, it's Whea Whipley. Doug, what would you have booked for the women's side other than this match? I would not have had the champions. I would not have had Whea Whipley or Toni Storm. Instead, I would have had, in order for me to book this, I would have had to have taken William Regal, the head of NXT in the US, and Johnny Saint, head of NXT UK. And either of them going, I need to send the best of my women to this match. The best of my women. The best of the best. And so, I am going to send a tag team to this. And damn it, they are going to be the pride of my program. From NXT UK, I am sending Toni Storm and Piper Niven, two who hate each other's guts. I'm sending you to the show. William Regal. I'm sending Rhea Ripley and Bianca Belair. Two people who hate each other. Why not? It sounds like a Eddie Long special. Sure it does. But how else are you going to book a women's match with such a short amount of time for a Worlds Collide event? Come on. It's not Royal Rumble. Finally, Imperium versus Undisputed Era. Spots galore, spots galore. This was a way better match than DIY versus Mustache Mountain because we had disruption in the kickouts, though we did have to get some kickouts. I mean, we had disruption, covers disrupted, but there were some kickouts. My takeaway that the purpose of this match is that Walter is a house, and it showed. Walter is a goddamn house. Okay. Stiff chops, stiff everything. Before this show, because I figured that this match was going to be the Walter show, I looked up and rewatched the Survivor Series 5-on-5 Raw versus SmackDown versus NXT men's match from Survivor Series. Rewatched it. And Walter was the first one to be eliminated from that match. But I wanted to see from that match, did we take anything away from what Walter is? Like, what can you remember of Walter from the Survivor Series match? Okay. Standout spots, standout moments. There was supposed to be a chopping moment between him and Drew McIntyre, where they were trading chops. Unfortunately, first off, Drew's chops echoed throughout the arena. Oh, God, so good. Walter was not getting all of them. They could have been way louder, but he wasn't getting a flat hand. He wasn't getting a full flat hand on Drew. And so it just didn't really pop as well. He was able to give Braun Strowman a chop, and you kind of heard it, but we've heard louder from Walter. But then he would do a bonsai drop on some people. He would kick some people. You know, that's Walter. But there was this match to showcase Walter did a lot more than his debut at Survivor Series did. His debut on major WWE television. Go ahead and put it that way. When I mean major WWE television, that was Walter's debut on WWE main roster was Survivor Series. But this was a fun match. It was absolutely a fun match. The story of Adam Cole scared shitless of Walter was great. It's unfortunate that Alexander Wolf was knocked out, but there were some times to where I actually thought that was part of the show. Because Alexander Wolf really hasn't done a whole lot on NXT UK or anything for that matter. I am not a fan of Kyle O'Reilly's stupid little knee strikes and elbow strikes on the ground to make him look like an MMA guy. I don't get it. I really don't get it. But yes, Walter, Jamel saying it, Walter tossing white people around like it was Martin Luther King Revenge Day was fantastic. I can't believe I just equivocated Walter to, you know, a African-American activist. Look at me trying to dodge the social justice warriors there. Yeah. So, it was a fun show. Worlds Collide was a fun show, okay? There are just some things that I could do without the kickouts, okay? But that's every NXT show. That's what NXT is. And your boy is covering them on Wednesday. But, time to get to the meat and potatoes. Royal Rumble, enough of the salad and the shrimp cocktail. Time to get into the prime rib and the baked potato. Royal Rumble times is happening in less than 5 hours from now. First off, heads up, if you haven't signed up for the Fantasy Royal Rumble, please do so on the Wrestleview Media Facebook page. There is still time to change your teams. There's time to put in your team. Don't know the rules of it? Too goddamn bad. I talked about it 2 weeks ago. Check out that show. So, all right. Time to go over the picks. And also a brand new match that was added to the card. Andrade defending the United States title against Humberto Carrillo again. Oh, Christ, excuse me. This one's an easy prediction. I'm taking Andrade on this one. No problem on that one, I think. Or am I going to get a DQ finish? Is Andrade going to break the rules again and Humberto wins? Probably. Nafis saying Andrade lock. Well, I can't go against Nafis. I mean, Nafis went 4-1 on Worlds Collide, and I'm tequila free. I got to go with Nafis on that one. And you want me to lock it? All right, yeah. All right. I'll do it, Nafis. I'll do it. Andrade with the lock. We got 5 locks on tonight. 5 locks going on tonight. So, Andrade, locked in. No, you put in. No, don't you put this on me, Nafis. Lock at my discretion. You put it in. All right, that's on you this time. Well, not this time. It's on now. No. Andrade, lock it. Okay, that's what we're doing. Let's go back over all the picks that Nafis made, and I will go ahead and be his voice of reason, but I'm also going to put what I would have picked. Shorty G versus Sheamus. Nafis has Sheamus on this one and locking. That is a no-brainer. Bayley defeating Lacey Evans locked. Not saying that this is a, there could be shenanigans in this. I'm definitely understanding this one. Sasha Banks has not been in action in a couple of weeks. She could come out and interfere in this match without question. There could be others that could come out and interfere in this match. Just put it out there. Others? Naomi? The Usos are on SmackDown. Naomi could show up. But I like I'm way more confident in Bayley winning this than Lacey Evans by hook or crook. I'm more confident in that. A Sasha Banks interference where the ref doesn't see it, I see way better than Sasha legitimately interfering and it being a DQ win for Lacey, is what I'm looking at. So, Sasha interference without the ref looking, Bayley picks up dub. Men's Royal Rumble match. Nafis predicted Drew McIntyre for this one. Totally get it. Drew McIntyre is the one that a lot of people would like to win this match. Me? I think Karen Bourbon. I think Karen Bourbon would be a fantastic win for this. He will not shut up in every episode of SmackDown. And he'll keep talking about, I don't know who I'm going to go against. I don't know who I'm going against. Bork Laser? No problem. I can take him. The Fiend, Bray, Wyatt? I can do it. But you know what? I'm going to take my time, okay? Because I'm the king. Love. Ashley giving me breaking news, huh? Okay. I'll look up the breaking news here real quick. Let's see. Yeah, don't mind me. Wow. Okay. Let's go ahead and do some breaking news here. Because you never expected this. Let's see. Let's see here. Yep, there it is. Let's go ahead and bring up. I want a. Let's see. I will go to the LA affiliate. Yep, here we go. Just received reports from TMZ and others that due to a helicopter crash in Calabasas, California, Kobe Bryant has died. Kobe Bryant was in his private helicopter with 3 other people when it crashed. Emergency personnel responded when a fire broke out. No one on board the helicopter survived. TMZ says that Vanessa Bryant, his wife, was not on board. So, whoa. This was reported by myfox8.com 12 minutes ago. The Daily Mail from the UK reported it 14 minutes ago. WREG out of Memphis is reporting it as well. So, wow. Sorry to take away from the show. Do I keep talking about this? I'm trying. Yeah, I got to talk about the show. Sorry, guys. I know it's not wrestling related. Sorry. I know it's kind of a damper. Sorry. Kind of weird. It's kind of weird, isn't it? Why does all the breaking news stuff happen on my show? Why? Well, Jamel saying he didn't want to believe it because TMZ. I saw you talk about it in the chat room, Jamel, but saying it was from TMZ. That's why I didn't think anything of it, because it's TMZ, you know. Also, no, there's no alsos. Roman Reigns versus Karen Bourbon in a Falls Count Anywhere match. We got Nafis locking in Roman Reigns on this one. No brainer, but I still see Karen Bourbon winning the Royal Rumble. I think that would just be great. I'm trying to refocus. Yeah, thank you, Jamel. I'm trying to refocus on my show. Sorry. If I was running a basketball podcast, no problem, guys. No, and please, when you see stuff like that, please put it in the chat room. I am not saying that you guys shouldn't be saying anything that's not wrestling related. Seriously, if you see weird shit that happens online, please let me know. We'll talk about it on here. I got no problem with that. Okay? Nothing wrong with that. In fact, it's what I went to school for, was I wanted to be a newsreader. You know, not a newscaster, not a broadcaster. You know, kind of be on NPR, be the voice of the news. You know, stuff like that. That's why I like reading stuff on there. Can't help that. Roman Reigns locked in to defeat Karen Bourbon in a Falls Count Anywhere match. That's kind of a no-brainer. Asuka versus Becky Lynch for the SmackDown Women's title that Asuka will be defending. No, that was last year. Becky Lynch is defending the Raw Women's title against one half of the Women's Tag Team Champions, Asuka. Let me see. Nafis has Lynch winning. I guess. Yeah, I can go with that. I can see Becky going clean. I can see Lynch going clean in this. Absolutely. Lynch can go clean in this one because the winner of the Royal Rumble is going to challenge Becky Lynch. Winner of the actual Women's Royal Rumble. This looks a hell of a lot better than just a picture of Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. Hayden Barker, watching Worlds Collide now as I've been laid out with the flu. Sorry, bud. He's going to watch the show later, back to laying down under blankets. Man, get well soon, Hayden. Flu sucks. I feel you, dude. Enjoy the Worlds Collide and check out my show. Really appreciate it. Women's Royal Rumble. Nafis has got Shayna Baszler locked on this one. I just can't do that. I just can't. Lewis, yep, we heard. I just confirmed it here on the show. Damn it. The only legitimate winners that I see coming out of the Royal Rumble, it's either Charlotte or Nia Jax is who I've got. Maybe Wanda Rousey, but nah, I don't think so. Wanda's not going to make an appearance. My money right now is on Charlotte or Nia Jax. I like the idea of Nia Jax, but she's been out for so long, people won't remember her. So I'm going to have to go with Charlotte on this one. But again, I'm going off of Nafis's predictions. So Shayna better effing win. And finally, the Fiend, Bray Wyatt versus Daniel Bryan in a strap match, which we got clarification on last Friday. So normally the stipulations of a strap match is you got the two guys connected to a big, long leather strap. I think the strap is about 8 feet long, something like that. 8 to 10 feet long. And they can beat the crap out of each other with it and everything. There's always that. But the stipulation of a strap match of any kind, whether it be in chain or a strap or any long thing that connects two people, the stipulation for winning is that the winner must touch all four corners of the ring. It's not pinfall, not submission, not anything like that. It is just touch all four corners, you win. That's how it's always been. We were given clarification last Friday on SmackDown by Michael Cole, being the intrepid reporter that he is, that the winner will be determined in the strap match by pinfall or submission. So, Michelle Colleen, hi. You say, wee. Hi there. So, Nafis predicted that The Fiend would win this match, and now I wholeheartedly agree. If this stipulation for this match were touching all four corners, I would pick Daniel Bryan. I would. But with this being pinfall or submission, gonna have to go with The Fiend. Gonna have to go with him. It's gonna be weird. It's going to be a weird one. Michelle, I want Kane to win the Rumble. Going to go back over. Let's go back to the men's Rumble match here for a sec, because we still got plenty of time here. And I still want to try to get everyone's mind off of the tragedy that happened over in California. Men's Rumble match. So Bork Laser is coming in at number 1. Who's number 2? Who is number 2? So many people were talking that Cain Velasquez is going to show up. Why? We haven't seen word one of him since that South Dakota show. We haven't heard anything from him. So why would he be a deal? They haven't said his name or anything. R-Truth, number 2. Sure. That sounds good. But what I like, honestly, I think what I'm painting a picture of right now with how the Royal Rumble is going to start is, so Bork's in the ring. Okay? He's in the ring. Number 2 comes out, some poor schmuck gets tossed over. Number 3 comes out, some poor schmuck gets tossed out. But then the 4th pick comes up and stops and doesn't even get in the ring. He just waits there. Then number 5 comes out, and number 4 is like, wait, hold on. Let's wait a little bit. And they're standing on the outside. Number 6 comes out. Number 4 and 5, dude, you see what we're doing here? Let's wait. Number 7 comes out, and it takes the final one, whether it be 7 or 8, it's going to be 4 or 5 men all enter the ring at the same time, okay, to take out Bork Laser. That's what I'm looking at. If Bork Laser is not winning the Royal Rumble, that's how he's not going to win it. It's not going to be one singular person taking him out. Not a problem, Michelle. I hope I pronounced it right. I don't see a singular person taking out Bork Laser. It's a group of people. The opponent for Bork Laser at WrestleMania will not be determined until Elimination Chamber. That's what I'm looking at. We know he ain't going to be in the ring a whole time. That match is an hour. Royal Rumble matches can last $1.25, $1.50. So, yeah, he ain't going to be in there the whole time. Or he's going to roll out of the ring, or other wacky shenanigans are going to happen. But all I know is he's going to get eliminated by committee, is what's going to happen. His opponent will be determined at Elimination Chamber, which I believe would probably be, I think actually you'll have a clusterfuck at WrestleMania. Bork isn't going to work for an hour. Hell no, Bork doesn't work for a half hour. Bork works at most 20 minutes, at most, but that's in no DQ matches. Bork doesn't do that. No. Bork is only going to get paid for 10 minutes of time. Well, no, he's going to work 10 minutes but get paid for 10 years. Okay, so who do I think again is going to win the Royal Rumble? I would The problem is I don't see a significant lock number one pick that I would pick to win the Royal Rumble. If I was booking it, I would have King Corbin win the Royal Rumble. That's who I would pick. Because the TV shows would be god entertaining after that. Oh, yeah. King Corbin is right now the number one heel in all of the WWE. And more to it, he is the hottest thing going right now. Think about it. 4 years ago, this guy debuted and won the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. And we were sitting here the whole time questioning how his mic skills were and how good he was, conveying himself as a character. Holy shit, have things changed. Thank goodness for him being switched over to Raw alongside Stephanie McMahon to be the, what was he? The constable? Stephanie McMahon's constable. The McMahon rub, I guess, is the best way to put it. Now look at him. King of the Ring. Wearing King of Thrones stuff. Yeah, 4 years ago, Jamel. 4 years. Yeah, 4 years ago. It's amazing how far this guy has come. Lewis asking, who's my pick for number 30? Oh, number 30. Jens Jacob saying, how about a win for a new guy? Well, the new guy is King Corbin. What do you mean, new guy? I ain't got a new guy. Number 30. I think your number 30. Your number 30 is going to be an oldie. It's going to be someone very slow. Strowman. Reigns. Oh, God. Roman Reigns, when he came in at number 3 years ago. Oh, that was so magnificent. That was the birth of Burden. Right now, the guys I see coming at the end of the match, Braun Strowman, Roman Reigns, your big men. Are you going to see Undertaker or Goldberg? No. No, you're not going to see Undertaker or Goldberg. Matt Riddle could come out to face Lesnar. They could do that. They could do that. Big Show, definitely. Big Show is going to come out for the Royal Rumble. I definitely see that. Everyone you see here is going to be in the Rumble. The problem is they have announced so many people for the Men's Royal Rumble. They've announced so many for the Royal Rumble that it leaves very little wiggle room for surprise entrance. So, who do I see as surprise entrants? Kane. Kane's going to be a surprise entrant, for sure. Another surprise entrant, Velveteen Dream. I see Velveteen Dream being a surprise entrant into the Rumble. That doesn't mean he's going to be on the main roster. Not at all. I see Velveteen Dream is going to be in the Royal Rumble. For anyone who said, I have seen people in here that couldn't construct a sentence, I have seen people spam, I have seen people even just a wet dream of CM Punk. No. CM Punk is done with wrestling, people. He's not coming back. I'm sorry. He's not coming back. No. He's under contract with Fox, not the WWE. He's not. No. Just stop. Just stop it. It's over. It's over. It's okay. He's never coming back. No. I'm sorry, Michelle. No. I know it's a dream. I just hope you'll feel okay after tonight. Okay? I hope everyone feels okay after tonight. Thinking that so many people, the names that I've been hearing that are coming out for the Royal Rumble, like seriously, I have heard CM Punk, I've heard Cain Velasquez, I've heard Tyson Fury, I have heard names that make absolutely no sense to come out for the Royal Rumble. None. Why? Why are they coming out? Why? To do what? Make you feel good? You know what makes you feel good? Booker T. Kevin Nash. That's what makes people feel good. Those are the feel-good entrants for the Royal Rumble. Those are the ones that come out that give you all the happies and the feels, and then they get tossed over the top rope. You feel like shit, but then you forget about it 4 minutes later because really good stuff is happening in the ring involving the people that they have right now. Sorry. If you're expecting CM Punk to ever come back to the WWE to do anything feel good, CM Punk is not feel good. Okay. Sorry. So, I see Kane and I see Velveteen Dream as being two guys that I would absolutely see being surprise entrants into the Royal Rumble. Anyone else? I'm trying to think of other people from the NXT side. I thought Keith Lee was going to be one, but I don't think Keith Lee is going to show up. I really don't. The only one I think that's going to show up from NXT is Velveteen Dream. Jeff Hardy comes out and gets the Warlord Santino treatment. Jeff Hardy comes out, walks up the staircase, and passes out. Michelle saying Tyler Bate. There you go. Now we're talking. I can see Tyler Bate coming to the Royal Rumble. Sure, I can see that. We know Bobby. We already we confirmed it on here. Appreciate it. Yeah. Tyler Bate I can see coming into the Rumble. Walter? No, I don't see Walter. I don't see anyone from Undisputed Era coming into the Rumble. Matt Riddle might. Matt Riddle is a strong might. I don't see Walter. Walter I don't see coming. Walter does not want to be in the States. Walter will never work stateside. Period. So surprise entrance, I'm going to knock it down right now. Kane, Velveteen Dream. Those are the only two. Those are the only two I'm putting out there for surprise entrance. Because I cannot jeopardize my credibility on this show that much. That much. Dear God, with how much I drink on this show. So, recap. Royal Rumble predictions. Royal Rumble predictions. For those of you first showing up for the show for the first time, these are my Royal Rumble predictions. For predictions that I was confident in, I lock and I take a shot of the Luna Azul Blanco tequila if that pick is wrong. These picks were made by listener Nafisa Dot here in the chat room. So, here we go. Your picks, predictions for the Royal Rumbles. Andrade defeating Humberto Carrillo and locking it. Sheamus defeating Shorty G and locking it. Bayley defeating Lacey Evans, locking it. Drew McIntyre winning the men's Royal Rumble match. Roman Reigns defeating King Corbin in a Falls Count Anywhere match and locking it. No, it's not Asuka defending the SmackDown Women's title against Becky Lynch. It is Becky Lynch defending the Raw Women's title against Asuka. Yes, Becky Lynch defeats Asuka. The Women's Royal Rumble, Shayna Baszler wins the Women's Royal Rumble and locking it. I don't like that. And finally, the Fiend Bray Wyatt defeating Daniel Bryan in a pseudo strap match. So there you go. There you go. That's how the show is. That's how it's going to be. I pray to start 2020 tequila free, and if it doesn't, it is all Nafisa's fault. It's all his fault. Thank you all so much for stopping by. Thank you all so much for stopping by. Don't forget to tune in later tonight, immediately following the Royal Rumble pay-per-view here on the Wrestleview YouTube channel. Yes, Nafis, you will take the blame. Immediately following the Royal Rumble tonight, Mike Tedesco, editor-in-chief of Wrestleview.com, and myself will be here to cover what happened on the Royal Rumbles and talk about what made us happy about it. Because so many shows talk about what was horrible about the show. It's time to be happy, people. It's time to be happy. Doug, why don't you cover AEW on your show? Because AEW is reminding us of how horrible a botch they had during Christmas times. So, Michelle saying, stop burping. Well, fuck your shit. Fun things are fun. Thank you all so much for stopping by. See you again later tonight. Lewis, wee! Oh, everyone who's in the chat room, let me know right now. Wee! Thank you, Lewis. Thank you, Michelle. Thank you, Nafis. Thank you, CJ. Thank you, Jamel. Thank you, Mashoon. Thank you, other Lewis. Sexy Beast Lewis. Yes. Thank you, Thievy. Thank you, spamming people. Thank you, Ashley. Thank you, everybody, for showing up here on the show. See you guys later tonight. I need to get more food, and I need to have a cigarette. Till then, know when you're being sold to.